Clunks are the ideal match for you bottom mothers. You are completely out of your league in a setting like this. You're polluting the air, so just go home immediately." Her high-pitched voice reverberated throughout the shop. I looked down, feeling as though everyone's gazes were stabbing me. Just then, my wife took my right arm and held it tenderly. "Should we leave? It will be a hassle to stay any longer." My wife, however, was grinning gleefully despite what she had said. James is my name. In addition to being an actor, I founded a theater company. Since our lead actor is starting to appear on TV and our name is becoming more well-known, we have a respectable income and are fairly active with regional performances. With roughly 30 players and crew, we are a fairly well-known theater company, if not particularly well-known. Our little size only serves to strengthen our bonds with one another. I was a member of the same college drama club as the other old-timers in the company. They are all wonderful people that adore the theater. During their time in college, several of them even became so involved with acting that they had to retake a year because they failed certain classes. I'm referring to myself there, though. Anyone can play the lead role on stage, anything at all. You might transform into a fish, a lion, or even an extraterrestrial, or you might be a monarch or a superhero soaring through the skies. Watching this world where anything can happen unfold is exciting, and I became completely engrossed in the challenge of realistically bringing the most fantastical ideas to reality. I was in my senior year of college, and it was early summer. I was given an honor for my commitment to theater, which helped me get some recognition among the students. My buddies and I celebrated the win, which only drew me more into the theater industry. I also got my first girlfriend around this time. Her name was Mary, and she was as beautiful as her name suggests. She would set her gorgeous chestnut-colored hair for half an hour each day. I truly respected her because I'm the kind of person who occasionally goes to bed without even drying my hair after taking a shower. She rotated her collection of bags every day, all from renowned premium brands that were easily recognizable. Her jewels and watches were also of the kind whose price tags would startle me. "It's amazing you won an award," she said, and I was ecstatic. When such a lovely and attractive girl tilted her head and asked me in a nice manner, I couldn't help but comply. I would buy her the presents she desired and take her to upscale dinners. Never once did I feel like I was being played. Even if she didn't respect me much, I was still delighted. But over time, she became less hostile toward me. When I was busy getting ready for a theater show, this became clear to me. Due to my busy schedule, I hadn't been able to get in touch with her very much, and when I did, she refused to even look at me. To make things worse, I lost my job offer from a large firm after failing a few classes and having to retake for a year. I struggled with anger, but it was unavoidable. "You only ever discuss theater, James. It's really dull. I take it that you have no prospects. How many people genuinely succeed in a theater ensemble after all? You couldn't even get a job, and now you're just announcing that you'll focus on acting after graduation, which is a declaration of poverty. I can no longer be with someone like that. But you said you liked me, didn't you?" Obviously, that was simply lip service. You won an award and became somewhat renowned, so that's the sole reason I approached you. I think I was mistaken when I assumed I might run into an attractive actor. I think it's time for me to end this. Call it quits. It indicates that we are divorcing. I can't keep up this relationship because I never had feelings for you in the first place. See you then. I hope your tiny poor man has a successful life. Mary remarked that as she turned to go without turning around. I later learned through rumors that she had found a wealthy guy at work. Ultimately, she never made it to any of our performances. I formed a theater company after graduating from college, even though I had to repeat a year. A few of us from the drama club were renting a modest theater for our shows at first, but when a dashing man named Robert joined, everything changed. Whether it was a combat scene, a romantic session, or even a slip and fall, Robert always looked good. He simply made everything appear nice. All of a sudden, our dull little theater group was glamorous. Since Robert's arrival, Our group has grown and received proposals from a variety of sources. He also brought with him a following of female fans, which started to generate some revenue. Our calendar became busier as we began to receive more requests for regional concerts. At that point, we had to start considering the administrative and backstage aspects. My cousin is curious about the theatrical industry's business side. Do you mind if I invite her over? When Robert brought Patricia, he remarked that Patricia would travel far and wide to watch different plays since she was a theater enthusiast and had always enjoyed the arts. She had just graduated from college, so she was young yet competent. She may not have been enamored with Robert because she was his cousin. Perhaps she was immune since she had a gorgeous relative. In any case, her serious and diligent approach to theater pleased me. Patricia never wore makeup and always wore her long black hair tied back. She didn't care much about fashion and wore largely jeans and t-shirts. But every small item she carried had a feminine touch, and I felt my heart skip a beat whenever I caught a glance of her immaculately manicured nails. For me, she became the only girl in the universe, even though the other males in the company didn't treat her like a girl. We began being referred to as the theater-crazy couple a few months after she joined. We were watching plays from other businesses and talking about them over dinner by that point. I adored spending time with Patricia, even though we always ate at simple establishments like pubs and eateries. As time passed, we naturally became a couple and made the decision to get married after 2 years. The antique wagon we had been using since the beginning of the theater business began to malfunction sometime after we married Patricia. Fuel efficiency had deteriorated, yet the engine would start. Its exhaust billowed black smoke, and it produced weird noises. This calls for a replacement. About 10 years ago, I got it for a great price when I bought it used. It was more over 125,000 kilometers old. I recalled packing it full of props and costumes before going to local performances. It was full of memories, but if the old ones are preventing you from creating new ones, you can't do that. I spent a lot of money on a foreign brand that I had long admired because I wanted something beautiful if I was going to replace it. The company is well liked in the US and is well known for its sports cars, but their SUVs are also rather amazing. I thus chose to visit the dealership later and called to arrange a reservation. Despite the noises it produced, the clunker of a wagon continued to run, and it was a noticeable sight in the upscale car dealership's parking lot. All expensive vehicles, When I said, "Yeah, but we're customers just the same," Patricia chuckled. Even though we were dressed somewhat plainly for a premium car shop, our goal was to purchase a vehicle. After some trepidation, we made our way to the entrance because we weren't only window shopping. "Welcome." A sophisticated gentleman greeted us as we entered via the automated doors. I was reserving. "James Jess is my name." The man bowed slightly and said, "Please wait a moment, I'll check on that for you," before walking away. I noticed a woman in the showroom who appeared taken aback. I knew who she was. She wore a necklace and bead earrings, and her makeup looked stunning. Her gorgeous yet understated outfit was ideal for the dealership's posh atmosphere. She scowled and gazed at us before making a forceful approach. "Are you James?" I smiled and said, "Mary, long time no see," but she sighed and didn't try to hide her dissatisfaction. It didn't seem like a cordial manner. So why had she bothered to visit? "Are you even aware of your location?" "I hope you're not just here to look around," she said coldly, dampening my enthusiasm. Mary went on, unfazed, "I'm the manager here. Selling automobiles to our customers is my responsibility. You are aware of the type of automobiles we sell here. You know, they're not inexpensive." "Yeah, I know, and I have a test drive booked." "Are you taking a test drive?" "I can see the desire, but we aren't allowed to give test drives to anyone who aren't planning to buy. You understand that, don't you?" "No. What do you mean?" Mary groaned loudly, obviously annoyed. "What I'm saying is, someone like you, without money, can't afford our cars," she said. "You continue to drive that outdated vehicle. Additionally, you could want to dress more nicely. Additionally, Your girlfriend there is just as uninteresting as you are. Can't you purchase a single item of jewelry for her? You're such a provider." At my side, Patricia briefly displayed signs of annoyance before smiling again and remaining silent while staring at Mary. Mary's voice became louder, taking Patricia's stillness as permission. "Clunkers are the place for people like you. You are completely out of your league in a setting like this. You're contaminating the air, so get out of here." I could feel everyone in the dealership staring at me as her piercing voice filled the room. I glanced down. Patricia gave my arm a light squeeze at that point. "Come on. There's no use in being here any longer. It is merely an annoyance." She was grinning with satisfaction, though, in spite of what she was saying. Patricia started making a phone call as we were leaving the dealership. "Yes, we will be canceling our purchase because of the situation. Thank you. Goodbye." She hung up, unaffected, and I could still hear noises on the other end. Everything is oak if they return the call to apologize. If not, we'll reevaluate our choices. A dealership relationship is a long-term one. There must be confidence between both parties. You're correct. If they didn't give us a call back after we canceled a $700,000 agreement, it would be odd. In fact, the total cost of the SUV we wanted to purchase with all of its features was $700,000. Although it wasn't a cheap buy, I had stated when I made the reservation that we had been accumulating money and were prepared to pay in full. Mary, however, most likely hadn't checked. Patricia had made a call to the American headquarters of the dealership. Although Mary would probably hear from headquarters, I couldn't envision her apologizing because of her pride. Would the business even offer an apology to people like us? They'll come and say they're sorry. They have to. You ought to be more conscious of your own impact, Patricia asserted. I simply cocked my head in confusion. As Patricia had foreseen, a senior dealership executive visited our home with Mary a few days later to apologize. "We deeply apologize for disturbing you at home. Despite your misgivings, Mary acted offensively and irresponsibly here. It's not that. We departed because we were instructed to do so." The businessman bowed deeply and said, "We sincerely apologize," but Mary made no effort to conceal her displeasure. She had been unhappy since coming, frowning and glancing about restlessly, so it's likely that she wasn't content. "The woman over there claims that vehicles owned by your company aren't suitable for individuals like us. We belong in a clunker," she said. "Mary, is that accurate?" What a thing to say to a customer. The male supervisor gave Mary a startled look at Patricia's charge, but Mary simply leaned back, crossed her legs, and pretended not to care. Isn't that the truth, then? Even though they now reside in a large home, they are still impoverished individuals wearing cheap clothing and driving a damaged car. Are they even able to make the payment? Mary's uncompromising demeanor appeared to astound the supervisor. We stated that we had a $700,000 budget while making the reservation. As independent contractors, we would rather pay in full than take out loans. $700,000 in total. Aren't you the manager, Jess? Did you not know? Well, James here hasn't changed a bit since the old days. And how is that related to anything? My spouse used to be a famous stage performer, but I'm not sure what kind of relationship he had with you. He has even performed on the Empire Theater stage. However, it may not be a prominent field. Based on presumptions, we can accept such views. Patricia's unrelenting words caused Mary to go silent and her face to go pale. Yes, I knew James, the renowned performer from the Grindhouse Theater Group. I've been watching your shows for years since I adore the theater. Robert from your company is a favorite of mine, and my wife, and I have seen your performances together. My heart was won over by your captivating storytelling abilities, excellent acting abilities, and captivating presence. You have also performed as a guest star at the Empire Theater and in other companies, don't you? I always make an effort to go. This story truly chilled me when I heard it. I wanted to personally come and apologize. As I listened, I took another look at the business card he had previously handed me. Head of America Operations was listed, most likely the dealership's top official in the United States. I quickly spoke up because I felt awkward having someone so important bow to me. No, I'm not really that significant. The head, my spouse, is acquainted with my husband. We are able to accomplish what we do because of viewers like you. I'm always grateful. In sharp contrast to her earlier attitude, Patricia was beaming. No, anyone who has witnessed your performances would recognize how amazing they are. The cast's skill, the direction, and the painstakingly written scripts are all excellent. Isn't it a result of your personality as the company's leader? It's too flattering. I feel ashamed. They claim that you are responsible for the future of American theater. I'll keep on helping you. I thank you. His remarks made me feel ashamed, but it was encouraging to know that someone who truly loved theater found our work to be meaningful. But I wasn't the only one who succeeded. I might not have gotten this far without my wife. She's always been there for me. I wouldn't have gotten the chance to play on different stages, or the firm would have expanded to this size without her assistance. We have come this far because of her, who has always prioritized me and the business. I sincerely appreciate it. James, I took a sip of my tea to cover my shame. My face was flushed, but the cold tea's harshness seemed to soothe it. It appears like you two are a wonderful combination. You obviously love each other very much. We're here to apologize, but both of your characters have touched me. Our employees' immaturity and narrow-mindedness embarrass me. Mary kept her face down and gripped her hands in her lap. I looked at Patricia and she nodded. Since I'm not very adept at exterior negotiations, she always handled them. Thus, she was the one who spoke. I can tell you are sincere. Although the woman hasn't apologized to us yet, we will definitely think about buying a car. Oh, and naturally, choose someone else to manage our account going forward. I'm grateful. Mary, you ought to say something too. Mary said, I'm sorry, while continuing to stare down. Although I was unable to see her face, I knew she must have been having difficulties because of her pride. Looking at Patricia, who smiled back at me, made me feel relieved. We were prepared for our automobile to be delivered after many months. We received great treatment because the senior manager made arrangements for the representative to visit our home for the meetings. However, we had to go to the dealership where Mary worked as a manager for post-delivery maintenance and to exchange in our old wagon. After that, Mary was demoted from manager to rank-and-file employee and given a dressing down. She is currently on tea and reception duty. I find it impressive that she continued to work after quitting. We looked directly at Mary at the reception after parking the ancient wagon in the lot and making our way to the store. She validated our identities while giving us a harsh gaze. Nevertheless, she softly opened the glass door and said, "Please come in." Mary gave us coffee as we were shown to our seats. James, you continue to dress dreadfully. Do you know what TPO is? It represents time, location, and occasion. Appropriate attire for the given circumstance. People may believe you're not welcome here if you don't dress appropriately. I looked at Patricia, startled by her usual abrasive remarks. Well, even after getting a scolding from the higher-ups and being demoted from manager, you can say such things. I apologize. I'm just being truthful. And in a setting like this, wouldn't you look better if you wore jewelry and applied makeup, ma'am? You appear to have nice material, and you would look presentable if you took good care of yourself. Surely a wife's reputation can influence her husband's. I'm sad for your husband because he has such a simple and unglamorous wife. Don't you think that's a little excessive, Mary? Instead of a woman who is simply interested in dressing up, I would rather have a wife who is intellectual and modest. Can't you force your values on us? Everyone has their own. Since I don't often display that side of myself, Mary and Patricia appeared surprised when I responded somewhat angrily to her criticism of my wife. Mary appeared speechless, and as she was about to withdraw with the tray, a disturbance broke out at the door. A man with an alien appearance was frantically attempting to convey something by broad gestures. Although the staff was making an effort to assist, it appeared that they were having trouble understanding the strange language he was using. Mary majored in foreign languages in university, didn't she? Do you not speak languages well? I can speak Japanese, French, German, and Chinese, but I don't know that language. Patricia spoke up while everyone else appeared perplexed. That's Hindi, used mainly in India. India? Sure, let me go lend a hand for a little while. Patricia went over to the man and started talking to him. The man's attitude instantly improved and he started talking freely, even though I couldn't understand what they were saying. The workers appeared to be able to converse well after Patricia provided translation services. His car had apparently broken down. In shaky English, he expressed his gratitude to us after learning that it could be fixed, adding, "Thank you, thank you." This gentleman is an Indian film director. You know, the movies where the king comes back and vanquishes the bad guys. The ones where everyone does a dance at the conclusion. It was enjoyable. The plot remained cohesive and concluded on a positive note despite the numerous ridiculous situations. In America, we couldn't produce such a movie. I told Patricia what I was thinking, and she told the director. Then he shook my hand vigorously. Although he must be well known in India, his grounded demeanor implied that his movie sets must be enjoyable. The director and Patricia continued their conversation. They seemed to be talking about me, even though I couldn't comprehend what they were saying. I was unable to get up from where I was sitting to see them when the director abruptly got up and shook hands. "Thank you, please." "What?" "Yes, indeed." "What does that mean?" I pondered. Patricia's smile was the kind she gets when she's working on a project. Despite my uneasy feeling, I was unable to release the director's hand and attempted to conceal my bewilderment with an ambiguous smile. I didn't realize it at the time, but Patricia had been suggesting me for the lead part in the director's next American set movie, saying I was a well-known American actor. My gut instinct was right on the money. I had to learn how to dance for the lead in an Indian film. Before the shoot, it resulted in days of grueling dance lessons. I somehow made it through production, and when the movie came out, I was an overnight phenomenon after dancing every day until my knees and back hurt and the soles of my feet peeled. About some reason, America went crazy about me dancing to Indian music while costumed as a Native American, even though it was noteworthy that I was an American actor in an Indian film. Dance covers began to appear on social media and quickly gained popularity. Eventually, a follow-up was approved. This change of events still surprises me, but Patricia seems really happy about it. There is no better man in the world than my husband. Everyone should be able to see him. "I'll give him my full support for that," she responded, beaming as usual. Soon after, Mary quit the company. According to rumors, she chose to pursue her language studies further and traveled the world to study abroad. She cut her hair short out of determination, and the dealership employees told me she looked like a totally different person. When she saw me dancing in the middle of an Indian film, she exclaimed, "I'm completely outdone. I can't support him to that extent." The majority of people most likely couldn't accompany their spouse to India to provide support and translation services. I am simply thankful for my wife. Patricia and I took a drive in our new automobile on one of our days off. It is quite pleasant to travel in, steady and silent. It's simple to drive. I'm really happy we purchased it. I believe everything worked out well in the end because my wife stood by my side, even though there were some difficulties along the way. It all led to a fantastic opportunity. It's been tough up till now, but I'm really glad you were with me. What's this all of a sudden? I just had the want to express it. I'm looking forward to seeing you more. Same here, she put back. And not just me, but this little one too. My eyes widened in surprise at Patricia's comments. She opened her bag and took out a pink pamphlet. This was a book of maternity health records. I was so emotional that I gave her a tight hug. I'm grateful. I will always treasure you both. Yes, I do hope that our family will grow. Let's be joyful every day. I'm excited about our future together, Patricia. We might use this vehicle for camping and family vacations. We will undoubtedly have many pleasant days ahead of us, and for that, I want to value her even more, to make her happy. That's exactly how I truly feel.